Welcome, football fans. Buckle up for another hard-hitting episode of Let's Talk XFL, the only podcast solely focused on the XFL. From a sunny Southwest Florida studio, here's your host, Michael Lathrop.
Hello, football fans. This is episode 28, New Hires and Partnerships. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Royal Retros by 503 Sports. Royal Retros are the king of throwbacks. Royal Retros by 503 Sports provides a line of merchandise from legendary defunct leagues such as the XFL 1.0. If you have always wanted to get yourself a quality Las Vegas Outlaws He Hate Me or Los Angeles Extreme Tommy Maddox jersey, perhaps even an OG XFL's team's t-shirt, we have you covered. Simply click on the link provided in the show's description and notes and enter the code LETSTALKXFL at checkout to receive 10% off your purchase. Once again, this week we will not be joined by a guest. So, I will be flying solo. There has not been any shortage of XFL developments, therefore we have plenty to cover. So let's get to it. On May 7th, the HBCU Pigskin Showdown congratulated XFL head coach Reggie Barrlow on his assignment to the San Antonio franchise. This is another independent confirmation of an XFL franchise in San Antonio, Texas, and with Coach Barrlow being assigned as its head coach. This by no means makes it official, yet it tends to give more assurance that San Antonio, Texas will be an XFL market in 2023. Then, on May 9th, NFL Network reporter Tom Pelissero reported XFL Senior Vice President of Player Personnel Doug Whaley is one of 3 candidates who have entered a second interview for the Pittsburgh Steelers general manager position. The National Football League side appears to not be in a hurry to make a decision to fulfill such an important position during its current offseason. Perhaps when they decide, and if Whaley were to be selected as the Steelers' new general manager, it could be done after this summer's Players Showcases, and he could fulfill most of his duties prior to the XFL draft. Even if it were not to play out in the XFL's favor, I believe that most of the recruiting has been completed and the personnel will satisfy the league's needs. And each of the coaching staffs will be able to effectively do their jobs to identify talent and fulfill their rosters. Also on May 9th, XFL co-owner Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson posted on his Instagram account about the league's player showcases this summer. In doing so, he shared the Hawaii Showcase will be the XFL's first Polynesian Showcase to evaluate all talented Polynesian football players. Johnson also claimed he will be in attendance of this showcase as well as others. Then on May 10th, the XFL announced new scouting and consulting partnerships with Inside the League and FBXchange. These partnerships will help to support and enhance the Football League's operations department in the lead up to the 2023 season. XFL President Russ Brandon addressed the announcement with the following. Since January, our football operations team has been busy attending the NFL Combine, All-Star, and Bowl games, and college pro days to start identifying the next wave of rising stars in football. These partnerships are incremental to the fantastic team that we have started to build at the XFL and will help to improve efficiencies and round out capabilities across our football operations department. We deeply value collaboration in all forms. In working with Inside the League and FBXchange, we are able to combine scouting efforts, expand our coverage of events, leverage premium data, and ultimately populate our players pool. We are looking forward to working together and recruiting high-quality, talented players to create an elite football forum. For those who are unaware of Inside the Football, it was founded in 2002 by Neil Stratton. It is an online consultancy for professionals who work within the football ecosystem, including agents, financial planners, combine trainers, scouts, coaches, and others. Inside the League provided in-depth scouting reports written by former National Football League scouts, verified measures for the 2021 and 2022 draft classes, and database of agents and other information for the draft classes. Inside the League recently helped facilitate an agent roundtable with the XFL and the NFL Players Association as the XFL's football operations department continues to scout and recruit for the upcoming season. XFL Senior Vice President of Player Personnel, Doug Whaley, also shared the following. Neil and ITL have been a key fixture in the football ecosystem, disseminating important information from player evaluations, supporting agent prep, facilitating scouting forums, and connecting players with football professionals to help further their careers. We are excited to be partnering with such a respected and trusted source in the industry. Regarding FBXchange, it is a one-of-a-kind interactive pro football player personnel system designed for teams, scouts, and operations staff. With more than 150,000 college, professional, and global player profiles, 15 years of historical player transactions, and measurable data from pro circuits, all-star games, and combines. FBXchange is an online and up-to-date database with complete player history across all professional football leagues, including the National Football League, Canadian Football League, Alliance of American Football, Arena Football League, United Football League, and the World League of American Football. The XFL continued to secure additional partnerships and to do so in ways to strengthen itself and its player pool. In my opinion, these partnerships do exactly that. Then on May 11th, former Seattle Dragons linebacker Nick Temple was a guest on the Pro Football Alliance and STLXFL talk show Remix. Since his time in the XFL, Temple has been a vital member in the creation of the United Football Players Association and has become its vice president. Here is a portion of his segment.
For those that do not know, Nick Temple is vice president and co-founder of the United Football Players Association. So I got to ask you, Nick, the first question is tell our listeners, what does the United Football Players Association mean for the players that's in alternative football leagues?
It means, a union coming together, guys coming together and absolutely, coming together and absolutely as far as when we have resources on and off the field, as far as good and bad, they're going to have some job security. They're going to have, resources, like I said, and everyone's going to be looking out for each other and absolutely have a platform for their voice to be heard.
I know that Fox has the 3-year plan for the USF. With the way that ratings are tending right now, going up, and up, because they're still averaging over 1 million. How does that look for you guys and your union going forward through the next few years with the USFL?
Recognition is always good as far as for players, be able to have that platform as far as for the USFL. But as a union, regardless of ratings or anything like that, we're still going to be able to provide resources for players and, be able to have their backs on anything that occurs, good and bad. And also, but absolutely give players, a platform for their voice to be heard and to advocate for players. That's our main goal, is to advocate for players and make sure players are good with their employment.
When the XFL does come back in 2023, are you guys looking to go in there and unionize with the XFL, or are you just going to stick mainly towards the USFL?
I prefer not to speculate on that right now, as far as where everything going on. So we're gonna
something. Nick knows something. Nick knows something.
I share this brief clip because it provides us a glimpse of what is on the horizon for professional spring football in the United States. Temple is obviously withholding information, and developments are underway. According to the United Football Players Association's website, their mission is to seek dignity, respect, and voice. Their fight is to represent professional athletes in the USFL, XFL, as well as other potential leagues whose contracts are not covered by contracts like those in the National Football League Players Association, and seek to win the benefits and protections of a union contract. They are acting in an effort to address working conditions, which include travel accommodations, practice facility conditions, scheduling concerns, and more. Perhaps the XFL is aware of the United Football Players Association and its intentions, which would explain why the XFL has informed agents the league will compensate its players more than the USFL pays their players. Yet it has not been made public exactly how much more. Could it be the XFL are preparing themselves for a like collective bargaining agreement with the newly formed United Football Players Association? It is clear the spring football landscape continues to change. Although this new development is good for players and their futures, it presents a new challenge for leagues such as the XFL moving forward. Then, on May 12th, the XFL announced the hiring of Kerry Gordon as Vice President of Health and Safety. According to the league's press release, Gordon will oversee all health and safety policies, procedures, and protocols for the league, focusing on providing premium care and well-being for all XFL athletes, in addition to directing the XFL's 8 teams' athletic training programs. She will report to Mark Ross. In her role, she will be responsible for all aspects of the league's health and safety program, which includes initiatives to establish holistic well-being both on and off the field. As a liaison between the league and its teams, she will establish and maintain strategic relationships between physicians, hospital administration, trainers, and athletes in all 8 team markets to ensure XFL policies and procedures are being upheld. On the team level, Gordon will oversee each team's athletic training departments, including hiring, supervising, and evaluating teams' athletic trainers, as well as providing education and training to athletic trainers, staff, and coaches. Gordon has 21 years of experience as a licensed athletic trainer, including 15 seasons consulting in the National Football League with the Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Los Angeles Rams, as well as 1 season with the Los Angeles Clippers of the National Basketball Association, and 11 years with the famed Cirque du Soleil. Her professional journey began with the XFL's inaugural champions, the Los Angeles Extreme, as a seasonal intern athletic trainer. XFL co-owner and chairwoman Dany Garcia addressed Gordon's hiring with the following. I am beyond thrilled to have Cary joining the XFL to lead our health and safety initiatives. A key area of focus both in learning and innovation for the league and a fundamental component of our football operations department. Since the beginning, we've been focused on finding strong, quality leaders that have a passion for football and an unmatched drive to win to help build this league from the ground up. Cary is no exception. Her impressive background working with the NFL and Cirque du Soleil speaks for itself, and we are lucky to have her on the team. Garcia was also quoted by Boardroom TV with the following. We've had a great last couple of months. We are going to be integrating Cary into those developments. We have another full slate of announcements coming in the next 2 weeks, so the show is only going to continue. We've been ramping up weekly. In my opinion, this is another quality hire by the XFL. Gordon's appointment and responsibilities also further proves the league will not be playing in a central hub like the USFL has in Birmingham, Alabama. Yet, it will be playing in their namesake markets for the upcoming 2023 season. I cannot skip over Dany Garcia's comments of a full slate of announcements in the next 2 weeks. Pairing Garcia's comments with those of Anthony Beck's of cities being announced this summer have me believing that it will be earlier this summer. After all, the official first day of summer is Tuesday, June 21st. All good things must come to an end. This concludes another episode of Let's Talk XFL. As always, I am interested in receiving your feedback. So do not be a stranger. Reach out to let me know your thoughts, and if you do so, your comments might just make it on the show. But before you go, do not forget to subscribe and rate the show on your platform of choice. One last thing. If you're interested in checking out our friends over at Royal Retros by 503 Sports, do not forget to click on the link in the show's description and notes, as well as that sweet code, LETSTALKXFL, for 10% off your purchase. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.
Thank you for tuning in to today's show. Don't forget to subscribe and rate Let's Talk XFL on your platform of choice. Follow Let's Talk XFL on Facebook and Twitter at Let's Talk XFL. Do you have a question or topic you would like to have addressed on the show? Message the show via social media or send an email to letstalkxfl@gmail.com.